Today I'm going to take a look at this Leland Detroit monorail that I was lucky enough to come across a little while ago. What I've got here is a two-car set. The original set was sold with 3 cars, and the interesting thing about this set is the name Leland that was associated with this. It was a gentleman named Henry Leland, who at the time he was a machinist and inventor and mechanic, but in any case he was associated with the Leland Faulkner Manufacturing Company, and he produced a line of woodworking tools and various machine tools that were known to be some of the best in the industry. Later on, he was also the founder of the Cadillac Motor Company, and a little later on, beyond that, he created the Lincoln. Cadillac obviously was taken over by General Motors and Lincoln by Ford, but is a fairly interesting guy. And somewhere along the lines, his company produced this thing, this little toy. Now, when I got this, it didn't really run, and what I had to do was, on the motor unit, the brush plate was hopelessly warped, so I made a new brush plate and brush holders. I made new bushings to suspend the armature. I also, the armature itself, the commutator was pretty ruined, so I ended up making a new commutator for it. I don't know if you can really see that. I also rewound the armature because due to the commutator being damaged and whatnot, the original windings on the commutator were a cloth-covered wire that was very common at the time, but it really didn't survive over time. And so I bought some magnet wire of the equivalent grade, and I rewound it. I went through it and kind of massaged it here and there. There's 2 big automotive type bulbs that light these cars up. They're I used the 1156 bulb from the old cars of the 60s and whatnot. It was actually the one of the taillight bulbs. So I have 2 of those. They're wired in series now. I think the original trains used 6-volt bulbs, but all I had to do was walk out in my garage and I had the 12-volt bulbs, which is what I use. So it works fine, and I'm not going to do anything about that. The track I have for this thing is MTH track, and I got this loop set up in the living room here to try this out. I do have some straight tracks for this thing to expand the layout a little bit, but I have to make the hangers and the supports for it, so at this point it's a future project. So I was just happy to get this thing running because it was a bit of a battle to get it going, but it does work. It's got a manual hand reverse. You push it goes one way, and you push it again, and it runs in the other way. So in a couple seconds here, I'll send it around the loop, and you can see it run.